What's up, boys and girls? Casual Squares, your boy Third Eye Shooter, and this is another episode of Giraffe and a G-String. I want to say thank you very much for everyone who's liked, subscribed, commented, all the above. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Today's episode is going to be a little brief episode about how I feel of like the state of affairs it is to be a man. If you have social media or any kind of social media platform, you've seen this video of TD Jakes floating around. Then there's another video of a woman really like going at a dude for not bringing McDonald's for everyone. Now, although it came out that was a fake, she paid some dude to do that. The comments that video generated and like got dictated everything I need to know about society, the state of affairs, and just everything. I have 4 sisters. I was raised by a strong black woman. I have nieces, nephews, and one of the things I can say that I know about those strong women, they get it by themselves. By themselves. It bothers me now that in society the value of a man is dictated solely upon the money in which I have. That is it. There's a video floating around of, I believe his name is Amon Shepard, talking about, yeah, we don't care, we'll do a heel plothy. What he's saying is, I have money. My money don't necessarily affect your money, or I don't even care. Or for lack of words, he doesn't care that you have money. He applauds the fact you have money. But I feel like one of the things that's being lost in translation is that he has money, so he's gonna take care of you. That's one of the things that bothers me in society today. Is like, as a man, my worth is only based upon how much money I have in my bank, and like, the whole independent women, it's different now. Like, I don't know if some women are just finessing, but there's this weird onslaught of all the things men are supposed to do just because you exist. I'm supposed to apply pressure. I'm supposed to be 6'2". I'm supposed to have a house, cars, this, that, and I go, okay, what do you have? What do you have to offer that man? So let's say I'm the 6'2", in shape, rich dude, and I come across you. What do you have to offer me? You can't say you can make me a better man because I'm a millionaire. I done made myself better. Thank you very much. Next. You can't say I can cook. I'm 31. I've been cooking for myself since I was 6. My mom taught me how to cook. I've been cooking ever since I was 6. Sometimes I'm legit confused about the things in which people ask for and what they don't have for the things they ask for. Like, if I want a beautiful woman who takes care of herself, dresses nice, smells nice, and drives a nice car, what do you think I should have? Shouldn't I be the opposite, the opposing side of that? Shouldn't I have everything she has so I can compliment her? Because if you're saying that you want a man with money, this, that, and the third, but you live in the projects, you don't have a job, you don't have a driver's license, and all you have is your looks and a vagina. So what you're saying is that your worth is just on looks and vagina, and my worth is just on my money. It's just super weird. It's so weird because the comments that I'm seeing from like the Amon Shepard video, people are like, yeah, that's how men should be. That's what they should be doing. So you want a conventional man in an unconventional world where it's just like social media really fucks up everything. I was talking to a really good friend of mine, and they were telling me, they're like, yo, I don't think I'll ever be happy. And I was like, why? And they were like, there's so much grass. And that's where I stopped them and I said, that's one of the common misconceptions, is that you'll be with someone and no matter how much or how good they are to you, social media allows us to believe there's always better. Now, don't get me wrong. Are there better? Of course. Is there someone that looks better than you? Yes. Is there someone just better? Of course. But just because something is better doesn't mean it's better for you. You know, for certain cars, what is it, like ethanol, 83 or 93, it's really good. It's premium gas and makes your car go faster. But in a non-premium sports car, that does nothing for you. You're just spending more money on something that's going to do the same thing as normal gas will do. As a man, as much as I want a family, I'm kind of scared. Like, I want to have a family because it's like, I would love to have a son, but then I'd have to raise my son to understand that, like, yo, people are just gonna come at you, berate you, belittle you, badger you, tell you that your value is solely in your weight in gold. But then at the same time, if I have a daughter, I'm gonna treat my daughter like a princess. And one of the things I realized, like growing up, to be a princess or a queen, you have to work for some shit. You just aren't born. Well, I mean, yeah, you're born into the family, but you can really be ostracized out that whole kingly queenliness. You can be pushed right out of it. It just trips me out because I feel like growing up in the 90s, there are different types of women. Like there's women who I know who will go out and get it themselves. There is no need for a man like, oh, he got to pay for my nails and this. You were doing it before you ever dealt with me, so why do I have to do it now? Do you want a man or do you want a father? Do you want a bank account? Am I just a stack of money? Oh, I want this and I want this and I want this and okay. So after I go through all your wants, what can you do for that man? Because in truth, the big ass dumb nails, they're fucking stupid. All that wiggy weavy shit, it's fucking dumb. It's stupid. Like I don't know. Like I'm a photographer. I don't knock anyone's drive to want to be more beautiful, to want to go enhance themselves. But for me, at least, when I look at it and I go, okay, now that you didn't spend $18,000 on aesthetic, what about you as an individual? Let's have a conversation. Because all that stuff on you, it's on you, but it doesn't change what's in you. So yeah, I can go buy $1,000 sneakers, $5,000 pants, $5,000 fucking shirt, $3,000 belt, jewelry, but what does that do for my character? What does that do for the things I can teach you? Now, I'm not saying that people who dress like that are vapid, useless people. They're not at all. I know some really intelligent individuals who are really into fashion. Really into fashion. And the conversations I had with them are astronomical. They're beautiful. They're mind-opening. They grant me different perspectives into a world I really don't want to be in. I don't want to be involved in the fashion world. If you know me personally, I wear Vans all the time. They're comfortable. I literally dress like a mechanic. Vans, Dickies, it's either an A-line shirt or t-shirt, and then a hoodie, and then that's it. That's it. Who do I need to impress? Listen, anyone out there watching this, if you think I'm gonna impress you based on my looks and not what's inside of me, you're barking up the wrong tree, because the way I was raised was my character is the best thing on me. Anything I put on is just an amplification of that. So if I'm solely relying on either my looks, my money, or the way I dress, I feel like you're lost. Now, I know this could sound like just rambling, but I'm so tired of seeing posts about what men should do, and it's like, did a man write this? Because it doesn't feel like a man wrote this. It feels like another gender wrote this, trying to dictate what's acceptable for the bounds of manliness. It trips me out sometimes. It really does trip me out. How as a man I get told daily what it is to be a man, how I'm supposed to act as a man, what I'm supposed to do for a man, to provide for a man. It's like, while I'm doing all that for everyone else, what do I do for me? When do I get a moment about, okay, now that I'm done carrying the weight of the world, paying all these bills, getting everyone else squared away, what the fuck about us? And then people be surprised when the suicide rate of men so high, the fact men die 20 years sooner than their counterparts. It's like, yo, you literally just give men bullshit sandwiches and go make a 5-course meal out of it. And if it's a scotch wrong, you shit all over us. You shit all over men all the time. It's just weird. Like in that video where it was like, oh, how come you ain't bring McDonald's from my 4 other kids? One of the comments I saw that really bothered me was, you knew she had 4 other kids before you started to talk to her. What does that have to do with the price of milk? You have a child by another man. Okay. If I like you, cool. Yeah, we'll date, but I want you to understand, I'm not trying to be that child's stepfather. I give that child the respect and love I give to you, but outside that, yo, I'm not trying to raise another child's man. Nah. That's super disrespectful. And I don't know. I was having a conversation with someone, and she said that her and the boyfriend were together, raising a family, and the boyfriend went out and cheat. So the girl said to her boyfriend, I guess you just gave me a reason to go move with another man and let that man raise my child. The fuck is wrong with your mind? Honestly, that's another thing, a dynamic of yo, sometimes families, sometimes a person you had a child with, you don't need to have a family with, because what you're going to do is you're going to create a situation, a scenario where it's so much more toxic being around that person than being away from that person. And I feel like that was mentality. So let me get this straight. So yes, don't get me wrong. If a man cheats on a woman, yeah, maybe you shouldn't be with him. But the idea you're talking about, I'm going to move in with another man and let that man raise your child. So I cheat on you. So now my child has a whole new, like, father. Like, the psychopathy of people nowadays really, like, it's this weird tit for tat. It's this weird, like, you did something, I'm gonna do something 13 times worse. Make you feel it. And it goes, who, at the end of that road, who's victorious? I do something to you and I go, yo, my bad, I'm sorry, it was a mistake. You then go do something 13 times worse because you think I did it on purpose. So now we both up shit's creek, but you a little bit further because you want to show me you could really make me feel it. Okay. But now I don't want you at all. I don't want to be around you. You've shown me your true colors that you really are a piece of shit. It's just weird. And, you know, off topic, one of the things I think someone can do, like two people can do that really love each other, is like, yo, I love you, but I need to heal. I'm not trying to go back and forth, but one of the things I tell people is, like, everyone has a choice to either heal, repress, or just, like, whatever. And I feel like in a lot of times nowadays, it's harder for us to actually come face to face with the thing. It's harder for us to come face to face with our tormentor, our abuser, the person that is, like, that hurts us, that wounds us. It's hard for us to, like, stand up some and be big some. Why? Because sometimes we love those people. Sometimes we've developed attachments to those people. Sometimes we've never known a healthy love. That's one of the things, like, growing up, I know it's probably very popular in Black and Spanish, maybe in other families. We get hit. Like, our form of discipline is being hit, being reprimanded. And I tell people, I told my mom this. You didn't realize that, like, maybe to you, like, when you were growing up, that was how you were disciplined, and now I'm disciplined because it's just down the train. I'm never going to hit my kids, and I'll tell you why. I'm a grown man, 31 years old. My first reaction to things is violence. Why? Not because I'm a violent person, but because my parents who love me thought, oh, let's slap him, let's hit him. And it's weird because I'd like to think my dad passed away, my mom, I'd like to think I had some of the smartest parents, but they made some really dumb fucking mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. And it's in acknowledging those mistakes. It's in letting go of the shit you're holding on to, shadow work, and everything else that you'll be better to heal. Because what'll happen is you'll hold on to some shit, and the new people you're dating, you're holding accountable for the things you allow. That's why, like, nowadays it's so difficult to date, because it's like, you want me to apply pressure, but you show barely any interest. I'm supposed to go out my way to show you that I like you and you're a queen, but you treat me like I'm some court jester. So, how is it equal? How is it fair? I know life isn't fair, life isn't equal, but it's one of those things where you just look and you be like, what the actual fuck? It's strange. Like, I'd love to have a family one day, but you know what I don't want to do? I don't want to have a family with someone who thinks the grass is green on their side. I don't want to have a family with someone who I can't have an argument with. Now, I know we're going to have disagreements, I'm going to have arguments, but the older I get, the more I reside and resonate with my peace. Don't get me wrong, are there people I miss? Of course. Are there people I want to talk to and call all the time? Of course. But then I go, I haven't healed through my own bullshit. You haven't healed through your shit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to call you, and it's going to be okay for 15 minutes. Then on minute 16, something will come up, and it's going to be the same cycle. And like I said in my other podcast, I feel like I've been drowning for like 10 years. 10 years of drowning. One day you got to wake up and look and be like, you know what? I'm going to build a raft. Then from that raft, you build a boat. From that boat, you build a yacht. Then you build a mega ship. And then after that, you fucking own some shit. You make an island yours. Then an island becomes a landmass. And it just... You have to invest in yourself. And I just know for me, like, nowadays, I feel like being a man is bad. Like, I feel like sometimes, me being a man is bad. Like, I don't want to talk because, oh, you're mansplaining, you're doing this toxic masculinity, and it's like, I've never heard of toxic femininity. I wish that was a saying. Because I feel like that's a thing. I feel like toxic femininity is when women feel comfortable telling men what men should do. But you've never been a man, but you know for sure that's how it is. Then one of the things also I realized that's so like strange and kind of fucks up the world. For women, the first man you love is your father. So that relationship kind of like, I mean, maybe it does predicate or dictates some of the soft groundwork for how you anticipate other men to treat you. But I think there needs to be this realist. Your father's your father. Your father isn't trying to fuck you. So your father has an obligation to feed you, clothe you, and do all the other shit. As a man coming into your life, my only obligation is fucking nothing. Love is free, energy is free, time is free. And it's like, there's this weird, uncanny obligation now for women to date men who treat them like their father. You got to give me money. You got to pay for my nails. You got to do this. It's like, what were you doing before me? Were you not getting your nails done prior to my existence? Were you not getting your work? Okay, great. So that's like me as a man. If I start dating a woman who's doing better than me, hey, listen, you gotta pay for my retwists and shape ups. And in fact, every month I get 5 new pair of Vans. Eesh. I know, but you like me, right? And I'm cute, right? But I can make you better. I can cook and clean. I can do that. You see how fucking dumb that sounds? Listen, like I said, there are women who I know. I'm 31. There are women who I know in their 20s who are apartments, cars, way better than me. Now, I'm not saying everyone makes different choices. I made choices in my life that led me here. It is what it is, but I feel like if you're over 25 and you're still talking about niggas ain't shit, they gotta do this, that, and for me, it's like, that shit's wildly unattractive. It's giving me like bum vibes. Like you're a bum. I gotta pay for services rendered. What do you do for me? The truth be told, I could be wrong, but for men, for me at least, I want a woman that's an asset, not a liability. And sweethearts, when you just talk about what money niggas supposed to just, hey, males, this, you're a liability, you're not an asset. No man wants a woman who's just a liability. You a cute expense. That is it. And at one point, niggas are about, all right, cool. All right, next. Because all you was a bill. Just like cell phone bills, food bills, car notes, insurance. You're just a bill. And at one point, niggas get tired of just bills. Well, maybe I could be wrong. I'm not rich yet. One day when I'm rich and I do this podcast, I'll tell you guys how I feel like, oh yeah, you know, I'm a millionaire and now I have no problem spending $10,000 a day on something. Nah, I wouldn't do it now. If I had $10,000 right now and I had it like that, I wouldn't do it now. Why? What's the rate on return for the money I'm giving you and investing in you? Because if the only thing I'm doing is having something good to look at, bitch, let's start doing photography. I'm shooting you every goddamn day. I'm trying to sell you pictures and prints. Because, I mean, listen, if I'm supposed to just invest money into you and your appearance and all I get is something nice to stand next to, what are you really doing for the man? Because when I hear some of you women talk, it's like you want an established gentleman. I seldomly hear women talk about building a man. I see posts like, oh, don't tell him how to treat you, don't tell him to do this. So you want a man to be a mind reader, rich, all the above. And again, what is it that you do on the counterpart? Tell me, please. I didn't want this podcast to be long because I know I'm going to have a female guest on and we're going to go into this a little bit deeper, but I need to know. What do you do for the men you want? The 6 foot tall, in shape, rich, sensitive, gangster, give you money all the time, thug motherfucker. What do you do for him? Because, like, not to sound fucked up, 31 years old, I think I maybe met 5 women in my life who've ever made me better. Now, I'm not including my mother because my mother, she was already in my life. I'm talking about 5 outside women in my life I've either dated, just friends, 5 women. I've maybe been around 5 women who've ever really, like, gave me perspective to think outside of just the realm of me. Outside of that, yo, it sounds fucked up, but I know how like some of you women like to generalize, oh, we just all dogs. Yo, and some of you say the same shit. You're really not saying nothing new. 1 second, I'm getting a phone call. Maddie, I'm doing the podcast right now. I can't talk. You gotta give me a second. I'm doing the pod. Yeah, so, listen. That was it, guys. I'm beside myself sometimes. Sometimes I just be like, the fuck? What? Yo, thank you very much, Giraffe and a G-String. More episodes coming soon, I promise you guys. Thank you very much. Have a good one.